Your Miami Hurricanes finished up the regular season with a 45-20 victory at Chestnut Hill over Boston College.
It's the recap show. It's the recap show. Yes. 45-20, boys.
We are not finishing under 500.
We are 7-5.
Oh.
Yes. Now, if we can win our bowl game, be 8-5, and realize that we were like one kneel down debauchery away from a 9-win season, then it kind of looks like kind of how it felt. It still doesn't feel all the way right. It's like a new pair of shoes you haven't kind of like worked in, but we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, listen, it is the roster is 100% better than it was last year. There's no doubt that there has been drastic improvement. There was no quit, has not been any quit all season long. Again, got no issues with what's happening in between the lines on the sideline. It's the actual fucking sideline. That's where my hang up is, and that's where it's going to be, guys, until he proves to me otherwise. So, loving everything on the field, but on the sidelines, I am just, I need to see a lot.
We made a bowl game. I do have a very serious question for you, though.
Oh, no.
What door? Pick a door. Any door. You can have door A, door B, door C. They could all be the same person. They may be one person or no people. Who's going to be the quarterback for the bowl game? Because I don't think you're getting that 8th win. Name me a quarterback. Name me any one of them. Name me one who you think's going to be available.
We don't have one.
That's correct.
Technically, there's only one that I can think of, scholarship-wise, who will be available technically, but I don't believe he wants to play.
What makes you think he's going to be available?
Well, because technically he's been available all season. His red shirt's secured.
When's the bowl game,
doesn't count against that.
When's the bowl game?
A bowl game will probably be what? Which did they announce it?
I don't know. No, I'm just curious. I'm curious when. Okay,
last
so
week
when
of December,
when
generally
the,
around
when
New
does
Year's
the
Eve,
portal
like
open?
the 28th, 29th, whatever it is. Yeah.
Boom, the portal opens up.
When's the portal open?
10 days.
Yeah.
Before the bowl game, right?
Oh, yeah. Before the bowl game,
Okay.
right, yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's going to be real interesting.
Yeah,
Okay, Is this
going to
be
be real?
official?
Like Toast. He clamored and we thought he was nuts for like 6 minutes. And now you look at it, it's going to be real interesting.
There's one
Burchard played QB in high school. So
that's what I'm saying. Wild card with Burchard.
Hold on. Is it official?
What?
Because you know where I was today. So I came back and I did see one of your tweets, like who's going to be the quarterback in the bowl game. Has Tyler made it official he's not coming back? Did I miss something? Okay,
No.
You're just speculating.
I'm speculating. It's a speculative scoop.
Okay, a speculative scoop. You're good with speculative scoop. All right. So before that speculation, I want to talk about this game. Okay. And I don't want, this is not about credit. Never wanted credit doing this stuff. But I'm pretty sure coming out of last week's review, coming on the recap show the week leading up to this, I said, University of Miami needs to get their tight ends involved. They could probably use some more motion. They need to get a little bit more creative in design, especially in the red zone. And I said there was good guts to this offense, but if it could do that, there's a level it's not achieving. I think, we've been at this for a little bit. If there was check boxes, like they hit every single one. Like the tight ends. You targeted tight ends more in this game than you did all season, which blew up the narrative. We don't have tight ends to throw to. Really? Because Arroyo had like one catch. The rest of the guys caught balls, right? They were used not as primary blockers. And then inside the red zone, we were talking about the Texas A&M play, and it was like the best scripted play all year, and they kind of ran it again. It was a little
not
different.
The same, but kind of.
It's the same concept. We said, where the hell has that been? There was so much online on social. Where the hell has that been? Moments. And I feel like some validation, like some kind of student of the game victory lap. Like, come on, boys. It was like a position group that was available that completely opened up your offense. I'm rendering, ready to render. If there was a show title, that's what it would be, ready to render. The next one, and it's all about how the tight ends set things up for you, made it easier for the wide receivers now. Man, where was this all year long?
Well, I mean, after the game, Tyler mentioned that he feels like himself again, that him and Dawson, I guess, bonded here over this tough stretch of 6 to 8 games or whatever. And this was the end result. I guess the question would be, why did it take 6 to 8 games for them to get on the same page and feel comfortable with each other after that 4-0 start?
Well, I have a chicken and the egg argument, and I want to see which one you fall on. So I felt as if today this was Shannon's most like kind of creative game, right? He was very creative. It was definitely the game where he featured the tight ends more. As a result, I felt this was Tyler's best game since earlier in the season. So my question is, was it Tyler that made it better for Dawson, or was it Dawson who made it better for Tyler? Which one?
And do they want to work together next year together?
Because as I'm looking at this, I mean, to me, the bigger exponential like multiplier here was I just felt Shannon was a lot more creative. He was in his bag, like we've said, get in your bag. I felt like he was in his bag the most I'd seen. Tyler played better. Like when we talked about the play just now, the Jacoby George, that wasn't what you had last week at the end of the game. 2x2, no motions, didn't do anything. And that was another thing. We said it on this show. Use motion to help the quarterback identify between zone and man. They did it all day. All day. So these little things help the quarterback. He played better. I wish you could go back now when we started this slide and if we use some of these things that it was more Louisville this week than it was Miami last week, if that makes sense. Chicken or the egg, I'm going to fall on the side that, hey, Tyler played bad in stretches, but this was a good version of Shannon Dawson. If we had this version going on the whole time, I want to see if Tyler played as bad. I don't think he would have.
Yeah, I mean, look, you go back to, and the naysayers will say, well, Tyler can't read zone very well, this, that, whatever. The basic premise of football and understanding what defense, or identifying what defense the defense is in, whether man or zone, is to put guys in motion. That's what it's for. That's how it started, right? You wanted misdirection, but then they realized, oh man, this is going to tell me if they're in man or zone. Well, now you've changed, you've allowed the quarterback, and they do it at every level. Like, that's the thing. You do it to help identify things. You do it to cut the pie in half. Now I know that I've got these 3 routes to potentially work better against man, or these 2 or 3 that work better against zone. And if you're in a good play or not in a good play. So it's just the simple identification of that. And it's done at all levels, and it should have been done much more than it was done. And yes, we said it, and Rose said it, and we said it. It's just the lack of doing certain things that make football easier for people to play that has aggravated us by simply not doing them.
And it's funny. You get the argument. I saw it online. Oh, it looks like Mario decided to keep his hands off the offense this week. Right? I've never been on that side that Mario's meddled. I'm sure he's influenced things like, hey, why are we going tempo? I don't want to go tempo. That's not complimentary football. I believe those kind of conversations happen, but I think when you're looking at 2 sides of the coin, I think that's preservation. I think that's actually smart. The University of Miami didn't use a lot of tempo today, and it worked, right? But I'm thinking of this logically. Mario medals. So for the first 4 games of the year, Mario was like, yeah, man, this is good. I think I want to go ahead and medal this now for the next 6 games. Let's just fuck them all up. Just to get to the last game and say, you know what? Do your thing again. I don't think that's what he did. I think he just picked and chose. Like, yeah, let me meddle a little bit more. When it didn't go well, it was Mario's fault. But today, he got his hands off the offense. I just love that train of thought. My goodness.
Jenners, I just sent you an email. I guess Mario was asked post game about Tyler's future plans, like a 30-second clip. So I just shot it to you. I haven't heard it yet, but when you get it, let's see what that sounded like. So yes,
well, look, I mean, I saw the end of that game. I mean, this is me. This is a speculative scoop again. Go ahead.
The portal is December 4th. So basically like a full month before the bowl game, basically.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and it's a very, very sturdy limb, I would say. There's going to be a lot. I mean, it's everywhere. It's going to be the Wild West. We know that, but it's everywhere in college football. Coral Gables is going to be, and I think it's going to be this way every year from now on, right? It's just, there's going to be so much movement. There's going to be so much movement. And Toast has said it over and over again. I think the biggest movement's going to be in the quarterback room. I think.
It'll be a whole new room.
Toast, this is going to be again, this is me being speculative. Everybody just relax. It's a complete reset. It's a complete, aside from Emory, I believe.
And Judd.
And well, but he's a rebuild. It's a complete, he's not here yet.
No, but he's going to be the true freshman.
Yes.
Like he's the commit.
But
so it's
the
him and Emory.
room is a complete rebuild.
Yes. You need at least two guys with starting experience in the portal.
And that should never happen. That should never happen.
I have your clip. Whatever you want.
Go.
All right. This is straight from Twitter, so stand by.
All right, you hope to see him back. I guess that's a given, right? Next year, he said
I'm not going to comment on that, Susan. You know, I think it's time to let these guys get their space and breathe. It's only fair and it's only right. And I certainly don't want to speak for anyone or anything. We're not ready to do that yet. Strictly here, if I would respectfully ask that we stick to this game and the guys that played in it, because after this, we're in the wild, wild west of college football, and it is completely unpredictable for everybody, including ourselves.
On that note,
there you go. All right,
there you go.
Susan with the big question.
Hey, that was a great question by the cat.
It was a good one. It was. She must have had her meow mix this morning.
Meow mix can deliver.
But yeah, listen, it's gonna be fascinating. I mean, listen, you're gonna have, we already know the Cone's gone. Lee's probably gonna be gone as well. I mean, you got a lot, I think you're gonna see guys on the defense that are gonna go to the NFL draft early, like James and Cam. You're gonna have, there's gonna be big holes to fill, like big personalities, big talent guys are gonna be walking out the door that we're gonna have to refill it.
And this is what you pay Mario for.
Yeah.
All the game day decisions that could have happened didn't happen this year. All the criticizing that we have given him, the fan base has given him for his game day decisions. You are here to offset that because you're that good of a recruiter in the high school level and in the portal. That is what you're here for, because if you want this sustainability, right? And there's a divergence, right? Because TCU, where were they last year? They played for a national championship. Do you see what they did this year?
Yeah, 5
So the sustainability is not there for them. You can't say that it is, because that was crazy. But if Mario, you're going to try to build it up every year and have sustainability so you can continue to chip away and get at that level. And then when you do, hey, it's a good sign. It's a healthy program if you got all these people going to the NFL, right? If you got these guys going and they're high draft picks, kudos. That's what you're here for, Mario. So, Toast, I hear you. I do. I think there is going to be a lot of roster turnover. And then you got Alonzo in the building too. He's no stranger to free agency. So big boy pants, let's pony up. This is your season now. The kids played there. Toast said it. I loved it. In between the lines, the kids were good. Now it's outside the lines. Now it's outside the field. It's in the building. This is what they pay you for, gentlemen. Time to pony up and make sure that you have a competitive roster going forward next year, because it's your season just started.
Yeah, I'm coming off of how good this was to an extent, right? This roster and the building of the roster and the culture and all of that, right? I'm absolutely worried that this roster will not be nearly as good next year as it was this year.
I got you. No, I have that, but But I think, listen, I think there's some kids on the roster that we haven't seen yet that are going to step in. I mean, that's always what it is, right, Scoop? I mean, and
Sure.
that's what Mario, and that's the whole thing about not having the cupboard bare, having that next man up.
I get it, but
I know,
there's no time to
here's the thing.
stew, right?
Right, but here's what I think it is. I think it's because you and I are both in the same boat here. I think it's been a long time, Scoop, since we've seen this much talent getting ready to walk out the door.
Sure.
Of this program in one single season. And it's like, holy shit, like this position, like, oh my God, all these, but that's the reality for a Georgia, for an Alabama, for an Ohio State. Like that's the reality for the big boy like we just have to get back to that mentality. Like that's the way it's supposed to be. Every year we're supposed to lose like 8 to 10 guys to the league.
I get it, but most of those guys that we're losing were guys that we brought in.
I know.
Right.
I know.
They were,
but you have to keep doing it.
A lot of 1-year guys.
I got you. Yeah.
So it's like, putting the stew together and let it marinate, and you're building and you're layering and you're building. And that's why he says, I need 3 years and 4 years, because that's where those kids then have to come up and filter up. But the portal has changed that. And these portal guys are dead. And we don't know what's going to happen on the offensive side. You'll probably lose Lee, like you said. Cohen we know is gone. As far as we know, Malino is there.
But have you developed the young guys behind him?
Have you developed those guys? We know Inez Cooper's going to stay. So, yeah. A stable of running backs, good. Receivers, we thought we were in trouble this year. Look, you had Xavier. If he plays in the bowl game, don't know if he's going to play. If he plays, he's going to have over 1,000 yards. Only the 5th player ever to do that here, I believe. So, but then you had Jacoby, really, really good season, 900 yards, right? And then you had Colby. Are those guys still going to be here?
Well, Jacoby will be back, right?
I don't know. I don't know. It's the portal. I don't know. What I'm saying is I don't know.
Oh,
I don't think he's
portal. Oh, I'm just talking about going to the league.
Sure. I mean, I would think that now he sees he's the top guy.
He's number one. Yeah.
But we just said
who's throwing the ball to him?
Who's throwing it to him?
Fuck.
Right. So that's what you have to. And his camp is looking.
And the
at
window
that.
opens on December 4th. You won't have a new quarterback in by then. Like
his camp is looking. They all looking at that.
Oh, you're killing me.
So do we even have receivers next year?
You're fucking killing me.
I'm trying to look at it.
Well, obviously,
you need to put
this is a different type of recap show.
This is stop looking. Recapping the end of the world.
Hold on. This is a recap show. This isn't a recap. I guess we could do this on our next regular season broadcast.
I'm having fun. Go ahead.
No, but I'll just put it to you this way, okay? In terms of the running back room, I think we're going to be good there. I think we're fine.
Agreed.
I think you're overblowing it a little bit with the wide receiver room. I think we're deep enough there. We kind of featured 3 guys, but we have a lot of guys beneath that, some younger guys like Ray. I think we're going to be just fine. We didn't expect this wide receiver room to be as good as it was, and it was great, and I think we're going to go there. A lot of testament. I feel good. Kevin Beard's done a phenomenal job with that group. He hasn't gotten enough credit on this podcast, but he has done a good job with that group. Tight ends, I think you're going to be good. Just depends on how well you use them. You used them better today. Offensive line and quarterback.
He'll get 2 portal guys at offensive line. He'll take care of offensive line. Our offensive line and quarterback. So then I want to refocus you again. If we have an issue fielding a competitive offensive line in Mario Cristobal, then I don't know what else to tell you, because that is should be a foregone conclusion. He got 2 one-year rentals and they played out of their mind. I'm okay with them either by the development side or getting somebody else in the portal, because when Matt Lee is called early in the NFL and Cohen gets called early I think he's going to attract the offensive line. That's the least of my concern. Quarterback, we have a concern. So we can go code red, we can go DEFCON 0, all that on because we just don't know, right? Toast is right. I thought it was cockamamie, but he's 1,000% right. We didn't have enough quarterbacks in the room. You can kind of see it now. Defensively, defensive lines. Listen, our 2 peg starters on the defensive end position didn't play this year because they were hurt, probably coming back, right? So I'm not worried about defensive end. Defensive tackle is always going to be something you need to peg. Linebacker room, LT's going to go, but that's why I said you need to get somebody. Yeah.
LB, I mean, we played great this year, and Corey Flagg played a lot of snaps. I think there's a lot of young guys under half. Safety position, this is going to be the most hot topic one. Cornerback, I think we're good. I don't think we need to worry there because we had some guys play that were injured that are going to probably come back. Safety room, if you lose both Williams and Cam, you're going to take a hit. Okay, you're going to have to replace that But I think the bigger hit is Cam. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to James. I think James was a Swiss Army knife, but the play was over the course of his career. You could get somebody to come in and just do a really, really good job. Maybe they don't have the same multiplicative avenues that James Williams has. Looking at it real quick, I don't know. But back to this game, like this recap show, I hope that this game proved to them what could have happened and what they could use in the future. Because Boston College, oh, it's just Boston College. Then you heard that, oh, they should beat Boston College. Like, bullshit. You were 2-6 in conference. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that mess. They had the same record as you, and they had a better conference record, right? They won 5 straight. We were about to win 5 straight, and we forgot to kneel. Okay? So I don't want to hear that. They were a good conference team, and you took them on their field when you didn't have any motivation to play, and you beat their ass. Because you decided, hey, how can we beat this conference? How did they beat us? How did we get? And they just changed a little bit, and they kicked ass. That running game kicks ass, boys. It kicks ass. It's kicked ass all year. It was 170 plus all year. That's what it's going to average. Ran over 200 again. That thing traveled 12 games. That thing traveled. You just need to do a little bit. You got good guts. Let it prove to them what they could do in this conference. Because if you kept that same 30, 35 point per game average in conference, you were going to win. So no matter what happens in the future, and we'll share that sentiment, there's some things to look happy about and bleak about. But I will tell you, I hope they learned from that last game what they just did. I hope so.
Good game.
Good game.
Good
Slap
game.
on the
It was
ass.
a good game. Been
Slap
waiting to
on
see
the
that
ass.
for a while.
Well, and that's the thing that we always say, that towards the end of the year, it was cold. I picked them to lose that game from the beginning because I'm like, we're getting into the end of the season and it's cold and they got nothing to play for. And, Rose right. I mean, what do they have to play for except
Well,
to go out and win a football game?
Yeah, that's the
Right?
difference in the locker room. That's the culture.
They went and they played for themselves.
Yes, they played for the program.
Yeah, that's what they play for. They want to go out and kick somebody's ass. And they did. And in the past, we haven't seen that. Like, it's been a long time since you've seen a win like that in Thanksgiving weekend on the road. So that was nice. It's nice to see it. It really is. And thank you for the players, and thank you for the belief in the program and changing it and wanting it to be better. And hopefully it's back and it's on its way. It has to continue to develop. We have to continue to keep these kids home. Yeah. I mean, it's the last regular season recap show.
Yeah.
Recap
Got
show?
one more recap
no more
show.
recap
That's it.
shows. Yeah,
One more.
after the bubble. Listen, the 2 sack leaders, 6.5 sack. They both got sacks today again too. Francis Maui Noah got another sack. Ruben Bain Jr. got another sack. So defense, I mean, other than the first couple drives in the half and that, they basically shut it down. And you know who their offensive coordinator was for BC, right? You guys know Rod Chudzinski was there. All right, so just saying, because I'm pretty sure everybody wanted to hire him. Receiving, Xavier Restrepo, 6 receptions, 117 yards. Jacoby George, 6 for 89. Colby Young had a touchdown as well, 3 for 34. But here you go. Now it's the tight ends. Riley Williams, 2 catches. Elijah Arroyo, 1 catch. And then Cam had 2 catches. It's the most amount you've targeted a tight end all year. So it went from tight end who? Shut up, AI Rowe. Now it's tight end you again, damn it. And then Tyler, clean sheet. They attributed him that fumble. Yeah, okay, I get it. 22 of 36, 290, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Last 2 weeks, 0 interceptions. When he plays well as well. I know I said, okay, the offensive coordinator, I'm a little bit more critical, and that's typically my nature, but the quarterback did play well over the last 2 weeks, and it just goes to show you. And by the way, Castellanos, dude, if De'Ara King and Kyler Murray had like a sex child, that's him. Holy shit, that dude was so quick.
Dude, he grew up a Hurricanes
fast.
fan.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
They're talking that first drive, the opening drive, they're talking about, I grew up a Hurricanes fan, as he's just marching them down the field for the opening touchdown. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Kid grows up a Hurricane fan, and he just cheesed us.
You can't even imagine these stats. This one's the one that doesn't seem real. Thomas Castellanos had 19 carries for 130 yards. The rest of the running back room only had 13. Usually you get the running backs to have a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, that was De'Eric Murray or Kyler King. It was a cross between those two dudes. Shit, he was so fast.
Okay,
No,
I
does
do want
have
to
some
let you
Kyler in
know.
him.
I know we've said this, and I don't know if it's been tongue in cheek all year, but I'm going to read you the quarterbacks on the roster,
Oh God.
and one of
Yeah.
them's not there. One of them's not there,
Right.
and I'm not sure we knew this.
The one that retired.
Arista, I'm not sure how to say it. Angelo Jr.,
Uh-huh.
Joe Borchers, Jakari, Jaden George.
Yeah. Jaden George retired,
Jaden George retired?
from what I've been told. Yeah.
When?
This year. Like
He's a walk-on.
Yeah, but he played like 5 years at Bowling Green, I believe, or 4 years at Bowling Green.
Oh, really?
Yeah, came from Bowling Green, I believe.
That's
the
Jeff
one.
George's kid.
Is that him?
I think so.
Really? Okay.
I think so.
I believe
Jaden
he's
George
the
retired?
The Bowling Green. That's what I was told in a direct message today. Yes.
Oh, today.
Well, no,
He
not that he retired today. That he
Oh.
retired at some point in the past.
He might
month or
want to
two.
unretire.
That's what I'm saying. We might have an opening for him. One more game, kid.
We need one more
You
out
ever
of you,
played a
kid.
bowl game before? I don't think you have. Let's
Uh-huh.
go.
Ripley Luna. Tyler
Can
Van
you
Dyke,
believe Ripley? Can you believe it or not? Like the headlines would write itself. I mean,
and Emery Williams. So
Kane fans,
here's,
can you believe it or not? Ripley's starting for the bowl game.
here's what we have. Ripley Luna. This is real life. Hold on. This is true. It's real life. Ripley Luna, Jaden George, who apparently doesn't play football anymore, Joe Borchers, and Mr. Angelo Jr. I apologize. I can't say his first name.
You know what's funny? The whole time you were having this conversation, because I was trying to fact check myself, Rod Chudzinski isn't the official offensive coordinator for Boston College. He's on the staff. I thought you were talking about Boston College quarterbacks.
No, these are Canes.
Until you said Emery Williams, I was like, oh shit, are you talking about Hurricane? I was like, I was talking about
So here's the other part.
So I
Here's
thought
the
you
other
were
part of
just
this.
trying to make reference and small talk about Boston College quarterbacks.
No, here's the other part of this. Angelo Jr., Borchers, and Ripley Luna are all freshmen.
So yeah, so I'm that is Jaden. That is Jeff Shore's son. Yeah, when he was at Alabama.
Ripley Luna is from Kellogg, Idaho.
Go potatoes.
No picture of him. There's also no picture of Borchers or Angelo Jr. on the site.
Yeah. They need to get two. They need two coming in from high school. We know this, and they
Who's
need about
playing in the bowl
Right,
game.
the bowl game, bro.
Who cares?
Who's
And
I
then
want
we
to
need
know
two
this.
players.
I want to know this.
Yeah,
I
we
know.
have to have
I
like
think
like
it's open
like bet.
competition. I think open
Who's
competition
playing
on
in the
campus.
bowl game.
I don't know, Luna. I'm gonna just go Luna.
No, come
Let's
on.
settle
Is he on
Luna.
the team officially?
Who cares?
He doesn't have a picture.
Richard's gonna go ahead and do it all. Richard's gonna do it all.
We got to get the kid from Chaminade, Bailey.
Bailey. We need
Yeah,
to
you're
get.
gonna
We
have to
need
have
guys
Like
with
you need Bailey.
experience, bro.
Like now, you really got to sell that dude.
You need transfer. You need a guy that has started at a Power 5 program. Is what you
Agreed.
need.
Agreed.
Of course.
But I need Bailey, JoJo, and Jeremiah.
You need your version of Bo Nix. This is what you need.
Yeah,
It's true.
exactly.
Mhm.
And can
then-
Shannon Dawson recruit that person?
Is he going to be here? I mean,
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you'd
And
like
you
to
touched
think
on
that.
that.
I would like to think that having a coordinator that's been here, not having a third coordinator in 3 years would be a detriment to selling a transfer quarterback to come in for a year.
I've said it. Listen, and I think today kind of proved it to me. I knew there was good guts to that offense, right? He had a clue, okay? I just think somewhere in conference we kind of lost our swag. But I've seen offensive coordinators. Rhett Lashley, his last year, had a bad stretch early on. And then we were doubting it. And I remember the episode clear as day where I was like, you know what, boys, the next guy, I don't know this up-tempo spread thing. I think the game's evolving. The next guy, I want him to have a lot more pro concepts. I remember saying that vividly about Rhett Lashley, and I'm a big Rhett Lashley fan. So I could see slides. I could see tail slides. I mean, it's going to happen, right? I just hope this last game wasn't an anomaly, because Scoop, you're right. Last year, it just got worse. It fell off. There was no answers, nothing they could do, nothing. You just knew it had to be a complete overhaul scheme change. This is not an overhaul scheme change that is needed. It's just a little diversification prerogative. So I hope this last game version of Shannon Dawson comes back. I do. Keep some continuity. You're right, Toast. And now we just got to see who the quarterback's going to be. Now, we've talked about Tyler's gone, and we think so. What happens if he announces he comes back?
Listen, he wants to come back. That's fine. If I were him, and I tweeted this out, I just don't know why I would never put myself in a situation of going back to a place where I know, even regardless of how well I do, half the fan base hates me and just is going to shred me, crucify me no matter what I do. I'll never be good enough for him. Why would I put myself through that as a 21-year-old? Why?
The only thing I would advise him, it's his decision to make, and he'll do what's best for him and his family. And we support you 1,000%, Tyler. We think it's a conclusion. We're not wishing that. We're just waiting to see, like everybody else. But on the flip side, all I could sit there and say is just rely on your elders, man, because every one of them have like the fan base collectively. There hasn't been a quarterback that we've had since the social media era has announced itself. They probably would have wanted to bench Ken Dorsey after the Boston College game. I'm telling you, there would have been calls. That's just the way this fan base works. Maybe it's every fan base. They are very, very lunatic when it comes to the starting quarterback, right? It just happens. The most popular person on the team is always the second dude and the guy behind that. And there's guys that are always going to hate you. Even no matter where Tyler goes, there's going to be dudes that are like, no, it should have been the other guy. It should have been this dude. It should have been that guy, right? He played damn good today, really good. And you should hope and pray for that version every week. I agree that there's people that are never going to like him that would hate it, but they hated Brad Kaya, Malik. They hated Nkosi. I've seen it. You've seen it. What's new? Who cares? Just go play. Don't do it for them. The only piece of advice, do a Malik, score, and go like this to everybody. Shh. Every time you score at Hard Rock Stadium, shh. Just shut up. I don't hear you. I don't play for you. I play for my brothers on this team. Play for my family. I play for the name on my back. I ain't playing for this guy on Twitter, Burnett on Twitter. Why? Guy hates me. I don't play for you, bro.
You know, if you go to the roster page for the University of Miami and Jaden George's page, you know, the school set up the NIL opportunities powered through Open Doors, and you can actually have him do a shout out. Like for $10, we can get him to say something. He could be say like, "Hey, I'm the most popular guy on campus."
Oh my God.
For $10, that's
Harris
it?
with a hell of a day
Yeah,
today, too.
$10. Yeah,
10
that's
yards
the
a
price
pop.
for a shout out. Yeah, $10.
It's crazy. You're seeing that all of them have their games, right? Parrish has his game. Cheney's got a game. Fletcher's got a game. AJ Allen had a game earlier in the year.
For whatever reason, and kudos to the staff on this one, getting him. Scoop, and you're the running back guy, more so than I ever will be. But the cutback lane and his vision to hit the cutback, all his big runs today were on the cutback.
Yep.
And it was amazing. Now, one of the cutbacks, just saying, was because the safety was manned up on the tight end, and when he went across the formation, they went with him and it left it open. That was actually for AJ at the end of the game. But Henry was just crushing that backside. Hey-oh. Yeah, he was crushing that backside. All right. The backside hole, the backside gap, whatever you want to say. He had good vision.
There you go.
Okay? There you go.
Good vision and crush that backside.
Yeah, baby. All right, boys.
Okay.
We good?
We're good.
I don't think Scoop's going to. He's going to be like, no, we got to look at the roster.
No. I'm good. I'm good.
No.
I'm good.
Yeah. So now we'll be back to 1 a week. Normal schedule. Season's over. So
Cheers,
give me a
boys.
grade. Give me a grade.
Cheers.
Grade?
Ooh.
Grade it out. Grade out the regular season for me. A through F. What are you giving it?
C.
I think so. C. Because
C
when
works.
you're 7 and 5.
7 and 5.
Yeah, it's like,
That's a C.
yeah, it's a C.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's an F. It's like 57%, but C.
Yeah, 7 out of 12.
How
ain't
much
great.
different? How much different are we feeling after this? If you simply would have just kneeled.
Yeah, it's the whole dude. That whole game, it gives you
I
the
don't
chance
like
playing
that.
for
See,
9 wins in the bowl.
we had an out, and then
Yeah,
and then you
and you
you
had to bring
circled
in a fucking-
right back
8-4.
into this nonsense.
8-4. The rest of your losses were close losses. You weren't blown out really in a lot of games. NC State was the only one that kind of went off the rails for you. Okay, but you're 8-4. You're close in a lot of other things. You win a bowl game. You're 9 wins. You could easily
But-
say this was so close and rebuilding. I think we can man up and say, listen, this team is better than what it record is. But man, that kneel,
Dude, it's not. Listen, it's not the loss against Georgia Tech. It's not that loss on the record that kills it. It's the fact that that loss caused half of us to lose faith in our head coach. That's
Yeah.
the bigger friggin' issue. The loss, whatever. The loss is a loss. The losses happen. Bro, we lost faith in you to execute this shit. And now we got to get that back. And that's not going to be easy for you to get back. That's what sucks.
True, because we gave Scoop so much shit when he pulled that at Stanford. When Oregon played
Oh my
Stanford,
God, bro.
we were like,
Go back and listen to the first
look at
season."
your boy. Look at your boy. Look what he did. What a dumbass. Ah, what a dumbass. Like, we gave him so much trouble. And then he did it when he was our coach. We're like, son of a bitch, you can't do that again.
Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm.
No way. Yeah, they kneeled today,
That's
though.
impossible.
They kneeled today.
I took a picture of them in victory formation.
That
Today.
was nice. Just to prove it.
Screenshot.
They kneeled.
I want to save it.
And that's how we're going to end this recap show. We're going to kneel. We're going to
As
show you how it's
always.
done.
Go Canes.
Yo! Bang.